lot about skill regression when it comes to unmasking your ADHD and or autism, and this is mostly spoken about when unmasking autism. However, ADHD is also super debilitating and requires people to unmask, so let's be inclusive. But back to skill regression. Yeah, it's really important to understand what that is when you're going through an unmasking and healing journey and understanding who you are as an individual and being more authentic, but it's only talking about half of the process, which the other half is equally, if not more important to understand, which is relearning those skills with your ADHD and or autism in mind. And I just woke up from a nap, but let's talk about it. So skill regression, in the simplest way that I can think to explain it right now, if you don't know what that is basically think about the skills you use in your day-to-day, interacting with other people, going to work, cooking, whatever it might be, and think about the fact that you might have learned those skills while masking or being inauthentic. So you're basically learning those skills while not taking into account your own safety, your own needs, your own wants, your own preferences. Maybe because you wanted to be accepted, or you just tried to just power through it and be like, I'm fine. The issue is that once you start to unmask, you start to be more authentic, you start to recognize what your needs, your wants, your values are, who you are as a person with ADHD and or autism, and because of that, you have to start working around those needs, which might mean that because you learned those skills while you weren't being authentic and understanding and appreciating and nurturing your own needs, then those skills might start to regress. You might not be able to do them as well, or you might not be able to do them at all, at least not the way that you had been doing them, because again, you hadn't been doing them while thinking about your own safety and your own needs, wants, and preferences as somebody who has ADHD and or autism. This can be extremely stressful and really overwhelming because you had learned all these things throughout your entire life, and the way that you had gone about living your life has completely changed because you're not able to do the things that you once did because you cannot power through anymore. You can't just keep suppressing and acting like your needs and wants and things don't matter. Basically, that's what skill regression is, and even though it's super important to understand what that is so that people can kind of prep and learn and understand what's going on as they start to unmask, I also think it kind of caters to fear-mongering a little bit if we don't talk about the solution and the other half of that, which is, again, relearning those skills while thinking about your ADHD and autism, your needs, wants, and preferences. So I'm going to offer you a little bit of a reframe if you are somebody who either just learned about what skill regression is through this video or who has known about what skill regression is and is maybe a little bit hesitant going on their healing and unmasking and being more authentic journey. Despite the fact that it is extremely scary and overwhelming and like completely brand new territory when you start to unmask, and yes, you do skill regress and there are things that you can't do the same way, if at all, or you have to completely relearn how to do it, it's also extremely exciting to finally give yourself the space and the chance to be able to relearn these things the way that you should have been taught or been able to have the space to learn those things in the first place. So yes, this two-part process does take a lot of grieving, a lot of patience, a lot of compassion towards yourself, but it's equally as exciting and fun and interesting. And if you can bring curiosity into it and kindness and love, oh my gosh, the options are endless. You know how awesome it is when you start to relearn these skills in a way that feels more safe and authentic to you? You get to talk to people at the length at which you want to. Hey, I'm a little bit overwhelmed, or like my social battery's out, so I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna go snuggle with my cats and get into the most comfortable, cozy, baggy clothes that I can because I don't want to be around people anymore. I'm gonna be on my couch that is filled with stuffed animals now because I don't care. Also, I know that I can still travel or do hard things. I just need to plan a little bit ahead of time, maybe bring my medicine or a stim toy, or I have to bring a little backpack that has some of my foods and my little things that might help me if I get overwhelmed. I just make a little bit of a game plan if I go to a concert, that way I can leave or I can calm down in the bathroom. It's just about taking care of your needs and relearning how to do these things in a way that's not so scary, which actually is going to help you in the long run, because if you can think about all the skills and the tasks and the things that you did in your day-to-day when you were masking, those skills that you had, or are you really skill regressing? Because basically what a lot of us went through is that you would do all these skills and tasks and things in your day-to-day while masking, but then you would hit a burnout anyway because you weren't taking care of your needs and you were spending so much time and energy masking and trying to look cool or look efficient or whatever while you were doing these skills and tasks or whatever, while ignoring your safety, your needs, your wants, your preferences, your values, and the cycle would just continue. So yeah, if you start to dismantle and regress in these skills because you learned them in a way that was not catered to what is going to help you in the long run for who you are as a person, and you start to learn how to cater to your needs, your wants, your values as somebody with ADHD and or autism, then you probably won't get burnt out as much because you're actually approaching these skills, tasks, ways of interacting and going about your day-to-day life in a way that is safe and good for you. And then you're not going to be so anxious about this thing coming up. You're not going to be as anxious about trying new things or going after goals or challenges. That's not to say that you won't get anxious or be scared or overwhelmed or whatever. That's normal. But it won't be so much because you will be taking into account that not only are you going to have your own back because you're actually taking care of yourself, but you're going to know how to do it. And that is awesome. 10 out of 10. I would 100% recommend it. You know what it's like to go to bed with a bunch of stuffed animals and wear sweatpants when I'm at home and not feel bad for dancing in my own kitchen and thinking about, well, what if other people saw me right now? I don't care, dude. I'm just living life. I've worn this shirt to bed for 3 days. I'm cool. I don't care. I'm fine with it. I've been taking showers. This is whatever. It's comfortable. I really like the texture. It's been keeping me warm. Anyway, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, comments, tips, tricks, whatever, let me know in the comments, yeah. But otherwise, my name is Sarah. I'm your favorite self-experimenting coach or companion, and I help get people reacquainted with who they most authentically are. You're an amazing person, and I hope you have the best day.